I'm going to talk about Julia Ernst, and I'm going to try and talk about this in the nicest way possible, because every time someone makes a video about her criticizing her behavior or trying to hold her accountable, there are always some stupid ass incels in the comments being like, you're just jealous, you don't look like her, you're just jealous because you don't have her body. Like, that's not what this is about at all. She is beautiful, and I love being me. I think I'm beautiful, and I wouldn't want to be anyone else. So I can't control what you think. So if you want to comment some bullshit like that, go for it. If that makes you feel good, go for it. But also, you guys would not be defending her if she wasn't pretty. There are things about the way she presents herself online that have made me very uncomfortable, and I don't get that same uncomfortable feeling from her sister's content. And now that Julia has been exposed for lying about her sister, Vinnie Hacker, and a fuck ton of other things, I feel like I can talk about this because the uncomfortable feelings I was having were justified. And we just need to be careful who we look up to and who we platform and who we idolize on this app, because more than half the time they're not good people. It is obvious that both her and her sister Photoshop their pictures and videos. No matter how much they want to deny it, I fucking know what Photoshop looks like. It's so easy for me to tell. I used to be a pageant girl. I used to model. Like, I can tell when a photo has been re-edited just because of the work I have done in those industries. Industry sounds like such a weird word. I was literally only doing that shit for like a year or two. But because of that, it's so easy for me to clock when a photo or video is edited, because I used to do the same thing. And I understand why people Photoshop. Like, it's coming from a place of insecurity, and it's not intended to hurt anyone else. It's just coming from a place of not feeling good about yourself. But what bothered me is that, like, Julia did not take accountability for her own insecurities, and people just kind of let her get away with it because she's pretty. She released like an apology after she got caught several times photoshopping, and said it's because she's deeply insecure, which we know, girl, we can tell. But she has also been in comment sections where they're exposing her for photoshopping, and she says stuff like, well, if looking at me makes these girls so insecure, then maybe they should get off the internet. So it's not okay for other girls to feel insecure looking at you, but you can use your own insecurities to deflect any accountability for making other women insecure by holding yourself to an impossible beauty standard and perpetuating it online. I don't think the Photoshop thing would have been bad if her response wasn't so fucking self-pitying. Because yes, let's be real, so many fucking people Photoshop. So many people Photoshop. But there's a huge difference in the people who take accountability for that and work on their insecurities versus the people who just don't do anything about it and continue to perpetuate this horrible, unrealistic beauty standard. Another thing that has bothered me is the way her content like changed overnight when she met Vinnie Hacker. She started posting like a lot more anime content, and she made herself to be like more nerdy, I guess, for lack of better word. And then she starts talking about autism a lot. And this is what fucking triggers me. So many people self-diagnose autism purely based on what they see on TikTok. And it's not wrong to like go to TikTok and think, maybe I do have autism, because you're relating to videos from other autistic creators. But you cannot diagnose yourself based on criteria you saw on TikTok. Like, you have to do your own research. You have to consult doctors. But she pretended to be autistic and talked about like going nonverbal, which isn't a choice. You don't choose to go nonverbal. And that's incredibly offensive to high support autistics and actual nonverbal autistics who genuinely struggle and are so discriminated against. I was bullied in my childhood for liking Legos and liking Star Wars, and for a lot of other things that are related to my autism. So for her to literally like morph herself into this nerdy, autistic woman that she wasn't before she met Vinnie Hacker was really disgusting to me. Lastly, I just want to say to any of the people on there who are like, oh, she's just like me, she's crazy, like, I would do that too. Leaking someone's nudes is revenge porn. Whether they were his or not, that's revenge porn. They were someone's and she pretended that they were his, And if this never came out, probably everyone still would have assumed that they were his. If the roles were reversed and Vinny had leaked her nudes or pretended to leak her nudes, I don't think we'd ever hear from him again. I think he would be canceled forever. Julia, if you see this, you need to take a fucking break from the internet. Like, genuinely, for a year. More than a year, actually. Go on a fucking retreat and self-reflect, get help, get a therapist. The pathological lying has to stop. It has to stop. Please do not live the rest of your life like this. You can fix it. You're young. You can fix it.